Hello guys, welcome to the new series. As you guys can see from the title, in the quickest way possible to explain this series, it's a podcast, right? Yeah, it's really just a podcast. It's where me and my friends talk about our life messages that we've heard and that we live by, talking about God, talking about our past experiences, talk about being grateful about one another, being grateful about life, etc., etc. So the working title right now is called Ponder and Wonder, the Ponder and Wonder podcast. I'm not gonna make a separate channel for it. I'm just gonna make it a series here. And yeah, welcome to episode 1 of Ponder and Wonder. Reason being why I'm making this intro right here is because I don't have an intro for the thing. Also, I wanted to make this intro because I also wanted to explain what Ponder and Wonder is before we get into it and before we get into more episodes. But yeah, I feel like this is gonna be really nice. Gonna be really different. Yeah, that's really all for me for the intro. But stay strapped, put your blanket on, get some food, cause this is about like 30 minutes to an hour. So yeah, if you guys do like the video, you already know. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And if you guys like the series, let me know. Yeah, and thank you guys so much for the recent support. Thank you guys for letting me hit 1K. Thank you guys, thank you guys, thank you guys. Just all in general, thank you guys for letting me hit a lot of milestones in just this month of June. No more yapping. Let's get straight to the video, and I will see you in a few seconds. Well, hello guys. This is the continuation of episode 1 where me and James were talking about Jesus is intentional, and now we have brought a guest with us.
Hello, I'm Renee.
And today we will be talking about
Taking the little things for granted.
who wants to start?
You want me to start?
We can get the vibe of it.
It was like to get the mic. What is the vibe of your podcast? How long do you do it in?
There's no length that I want it to be, really.
It's just you figure it out.
Yeah, it just goes on however long your story is.
Yeah. At least for me, I remember when we were in like quarantine, and there was many of like the quiet moments where I was alone to myself at home. I would look out the window and I'd play songs, right? And it would be like the moon is literally perfect, and it's just like going through my window, and I'm just like thinking about life and how peaceful and quiet it is at night, and how much I liked it. And I remember thinking then, I was like, I can't wait to have a moment where I have the ability to just like walk onto like a dim lit street with like the moon shining, and I'm with my friends, and I'm just like, I just know that life is good. I kind of had that moment, I guess, a few minutes ago, or maybe when I was just like lying down on the grass.
I saw that.
It was like, I was just really noticing every aspect of what was around me. I not only just noticed like the group and the people around me and how good it was, and not only just like the bittersweet fact that the trip with these friends, like what I consider my close friends of mine, ending. I also saw the people around me conversing. I saw people laughing, and I'm like understanding that like everybody literally has their own individual life. They literally have their own stories, and it just seems so fascinating to me. So I really decided to soak in that moment with the music in the background, and it kind of just like hit me that this is the life I'm living. And so with that sort of thing in mind, it makes me think like we genuinely don't know when we are going to like we don't know how long this life of ours is going to last. Even though I kind of like say a stupid saying where I'm like, I'm here for a good time and not a long time, it's like a little bit of a weird, contradicting, sort of negative saying. But it's also a take being like, I want to live my life knowing that any second of any day could have been my last. And I want to know that I lived a good life and I have good people around me. And that's where we are, basking in the sun in Victoria, Vancouver.
Exactly. Yeah, to add on to that, right? I guess just a second ago too, I was taking it in, how we are in a different province altogether.
And considering how most of us haven't been to a different province, some of us this is our first time traveling. Some of us it's our first time traveling with friends. And just having that freedom and just that will to like actually be out there now. When like 5 years ago we wouldn't be able to think that, oh, I'm going on a trip with Renee, I'm going on a trip with James, I'm just gonna be out in a different province with my friends. It's just like, things have really changed now. And it's crazy because we, in some sort of sense, we're taking it for granted, but in a sense, we're also not. Because in a few days, when this vacation ends, we're gonna look back at it like, damn, I wish I could have taken it more in, right? But right now it's good because, we're taking it in,
We're actually in the moment.
Yeah, we're in the moment. We're like soaking ourselves in the sun, soaking ourselves in the songs behind us. But and then Dan, but but it's just really nice to see everyone like actually happy and stuff. But I guess that's my take on it. But
Jameson.
Honestly, when I first heard about this trip, I was like mainly only excited just because I'm hanging out with you guys, and I didn't really care for the landscape or like all the attractions because like I just thought, oh, it's just another part of Canada, like nothing else really to expect. But honestly, this trip has been like, it's opened my eyes to realize that like the world is so big, but even like just like somewhere that's like relatively close to you, even if it still is like thousands of kilometers away from home, like something as far as that, like that just like this is like a whole different vibe, whole different city, like it just feels so weird being away from home, but it's like such a good feeling. Like again, like, we're out in the sun on some fake grass. Someone's performing right behind us.
Wait.
I feel like we're like the only Asian folks that are like here right now. But, honestly, I feel like I definitely do like take the little moments for granted. I feel like what you were talking about earlier with COVID, like, and just being at home, locked down, and I just feel like just comparing that to now, like it's bro, like, it's such a crazy, it's just so crazy how life changes so fast, Literally like a year ago, we all met through music videos and just through different people, but here we are as a group, even though we're missing Leanne, we all miss you.
Leanne,
Hope you can come to the next trip.
Oh, I didn't know what was happening.
I don't think it picked
Oh, I was gonna say, Leanne, I miss you so much. Please come to the next trip, Japan 2027.
oh my god.
Vancouver to Japan. Let's make it happen, guys. Please like this video. Please don't download an ad blocker. Please, we really need the revenue.
Help us fund the Japan trip, please.
Help us fund Leanne's plans.
Bro, like, I don't know. I just feel like sometimes like I feel like I heard this one saying from this one movie. One movie called Ferris Bueller's Day Off, where he was like, life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop to look around once in a while, you can miss it. And I feel like low-key, I've been doing that a lot, where like I just live my life and like I'm just running so fast that I forget to slow down sometimes and just look around. Like I'm so focused on the future. Oh shoot, I'm scared the mic peaked. I'm so focused on my future, looking straight ahead, having tunnel vision, that I forget to look around and just be appreciative of what I have like in front of me, or like not in front of me, like around me. Like family, friends, just like all these things. Like I feel like God's blessed me with so much things where like I can just be so grateful and so blessed just to look around and just be appreciative. And I feel like just like in general, like us, like we just sometimes we take that for granted, and we're so fixated on like these super big things or very materialistic things that we forget about, like, just the small little things about our life that not everybody around the world, is privileged to have. So yeah.
Because you were because like you started the quote thing, so I'm gonna add on to like a quote.
Chill, I need to get on my quotes now.
We're all getting quotes, but the thing is, you have like a good movie and stuff, But the movie that I have my quote from is from it's from the Hannah Montana movie. Where's he going? No, but genuinely, it was literally like this one scene because like that movie, you know when you want to like watch old like your childhood movies or like listen to your old favorite songs, and it kind of transports you to how you felt back then. He's Aura farming.
Oh, I can see now.
So like within that movie, it's one of my favorite. I usually watch it when I need something to like distract myself from what's happening. There was the line that she just sort of like reset at the end, and it kind of applied to like for us, in my opinion, when we were on that hike, especially the way how we were all so I mean, like you showed your little video, but it didn't show like how tiring.
I just showed happy moment.
Your little video.
I just showed happy moment.
You didn't show how difficult it was, at least for us.
You showed my shoes falling off.
Like for us, it's a 2-hour hike, but it was so physically draining, and I felt like it took like a lot of mental effort to kind of just like get through it. And I think that is also just an analogy for life in itself. And so the quote I have is, life's a climb, but the view is great. Because it's really difficult, but at the end, it was so worth it because we were able to just like relax, listen to music, and just like really be okay with just sitting in silence with our friends and just looking at what we achieved at the end. So that was my sort of thing in terms of taking life for granted, taking the little things for granted. It's kind of like every single moment that is, or every single path that is set in your life, every single thing that you go through, every obstacle, it's at the end, something good is going to turn out for all of us. We just have to really like trust in God and just trust that it will end up well. Your turn, quote
I
time.
don't have a quote.
Or how about, it doesn't have to be a quote. Think about like what I said, like a saying that you couldn't forget.
I could just talk and then you could just find your quote.
Yeah, especially with James and Sam.
But also just speaking of like, you know, not taking things for granted and even just counting like our blessings, like literally just that hike in general. Like I've never really been out in nature like that. So just being out there and seeing God's creation, seeing all those trees, seeing the rocks, even though those rocks almost killed me on that downhill hike with my shoes eating it up every single time. Like I just really got the time to appreciate, oh, they got Starbucks. Really took the time to just stop and appreciate nature and just God's creation and just how good God is.
I want to try Monica.
Hi guys, I'm Monica. Welcome to our podcast.
Oh my God. Hello, my name is Jed.
My quote isn't from a movie. It's more so from a person, right? I guess my quote is, it's like, to have something you've never had is to do something you've never done, right? But I guess that quote means a lot to me just because starting off with all this, starting off with what I'm doing right now, nobody in my family really has done it. Nobody in my family tree has done it. And that's why it's just like 100 times harder to start. But I guess just with everything in life, especially trying to get more into faith with God, something I've never done personally and something I've never had personally, is just that it just tells me that if I want to have something, I just have to start. I just have to do it despite whoever, you know, I just have to do it. That's all I have to say. But what would you say your
Everyone derp.
little dirt break?
Wait, no, ready? Jed, 3, 2, 1, derp. Thank you.
But I asked James this, and he asked me too. But what do you think was your breakthrough with your faith with God? What made you start
Genuinely like devoting.
You know what I mean?
Or like, what was it, something that like literally touched your heart?
I asked James. I'm asking you.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I already answered it yesterday.
Yeah.
He got his answer yesterday. Me yesterday, like
Sorry, I might have to get some water. I'm actually dying. I'm gonna get
we can have Jed's opinion too. Breakthrough with my faith. I said that like whenever I do like my talks for camp or my shares for camp, I always talk about how music was something that was very evident in my life from a young age. Like I did piano for 10 years. I did like vocal lessons. I was like I got yeah, I did. I did all of these things, like my family's in choir, my dad sang in the Philippines, all of these things. Like music never left me. Like there's so many videos of me in a wig, like singing Lady Gaga. Oh gosh, Angelo knows. Like I was forced to do that.
Our Philippines anthem.
But
He also sang in Jolly
anywho, with that sort of thing in my life, it shows how much like music means to me in general. And I remember for me it had to be like Camp Glorious, 100%.
Was I there?
Yes, you that was the camp we were in.
First one?
Yeah, 2019.
Oh, okay.
But with that, it's kind of like as a kid, I was like listening to these worship songs, whatever. I was like, oh, like this is stupid. Sorry, that's not that cool. I was like, I don't like it. I don't feel any meaning towards it. And then from camp, we had our first like praise fest, our first worship, and it was these sad songs. And obviously, like as a kid, as like a teen, trying to like going into high school, all I was afraid about was people perceiving me. I was fearing of people not liking me. I was afraid to be afraid because I was thinking about what people would think of me. I would be afraid that people would view me as not strong enough and like all of these negative things. Once that worship happened, I just saw everyone around me just become so vulnerable. Like I remember you talked about it. We become so vulnerable that they started literally sobbing, not having a care. Their only connection that they had was between the music and God, and for me that was like the gateway for me to be like, it's genuinely like okay.
Was that your first time crying during worship?
Yeah, it was kind of like, it's okay. I'm allowed to cry. It's okay to cry if I want to cry. It really doesn't matter. So that was like my breakthrough. It kind of made me also understand how much it's important to understand and be in touch with your emotions, because really keeping that in for so long can be so detrimental to you. So as of now, at the camp that we had like about a week ago, it was really full circle for me, because I viewed these people as like role models, and be like, to be able to just fully be vulnerable towards God and let him be able to do what he needs to do. From that to sort of like admire that and want that, to now just like having it and being in that spot now makes me just feel so full of love. Hi, Jed.
I think the vulnerability in general is so important. Like, I think vulnerability is very much key for a lot of things to in a way of like overcoming fear and kind of just pushing it to the next step. Because if you can't tap into your vulnerability, I just feel like you can't really fully embrace your authenticity. Because you need to actually kind of like break through surface level and really dig deep into like why you're doing what you do. The vulnerability about it makes it personal, and it makes it unique to how you express everything, whether that's music. If you listen to certain songs, it's like you could hear the vulnerability in it because they're talking through raw emotions, and it's easier to relate to that type of stuff because listening to whatever song you might think can make you feel vulnerable too, and it's super important to kind of let that be your guide of like success, being able to kind of soften up and kind of understand like where you're vulnerable and to strengthen it to make sure you're improving and progressing over and over day by day.
I have a question for you then. What was your first moment of vulnerability of actually being yourself?
What was my first moment, or like?
opening up, actually like being who you are?
A lot of that, I think, comes with kind of surrounding myself with the right people, and the main breakthrough, the main like realization of that is my being with people who like I trust, my surroundings, because a way of me realizing that like these people are really meant to be in my life is having the capability of going through deep talks. Like deep talks to me feel so important in friendships because it allows you to really understand who you're with, who you're around, what type of person they are, and how they really like interpret the world. You know, people who are so stuck on like trying to prove to other people that they're better than them, trying to prove to other people that they're this type of person. I find that a lot less valuable than someone who is okay with understanding that they could be weak at times. They could be stronger in certain aspects, weaker in certain aspects. So being able to talk about it openly and be okay with not being okay, it really shows a lot. And it really tells me like how much of a person you are, and it makes, honestly in my opinion, it makes you really strong. Talking about how you could be weak in some points, how you could be vulnerable, and like how not every day you're 100%. Just knowing that you're still pushing it day by day, like it really allows me to respect you, and it kind of shows like your true strength.
I think I understand what you say about like being able to like express like that is like something that is really important to you. I equally fully understand that. It's really difficult to try to connect to someone and try to find who's the right people if the person themselves don't know who they are and are trying to hide or like cower away from who they really are. And that usually is like kind of like a person's biggest like
What's going on?
what is oh
It's very faint though. They
I
can hear
know.
it very faint.
But like I think it's very difficult for people to really come to terms or accept their like biggest insecurities and biggest faults. It's so difficult to just like really say certain things. Like I obviously know that I'm not the best person ever, but like either way, everyone's still trying to find themselves somehow. But just being able to like understand, not really prevent or try to improve those parts of yourselves that hurt and are like flawed. It's kind of just like learning to accept that this is part of who you are, and it's what makes you you at the end of the day is something I kind of value, and I think it's really important to realize.
And that very much stops a lot of people from kind of taking that first step, because that first step is so important, but like it's so difficult for people to kind of tap into that part of your brain where you should just not really give a fuck. And it's super tragic, and it's so normalized to where there's so much people with such amazing talents and such good like God-given gifts, but there's so much holding them back, where it should really just be as simple as like it's only you, and only you really matter in a certain situation, and it stops so much people from really expressing like their true talents and their true gifts and their true reason as to why they're kind of put here.
I guess that's following up to the next question. Like, what do you guys think about the topic of you are who you surround yourself with?
I 100% agree.
I actually do.
100% agree, because like when you surround yourself around certain people, you tend to pick up on things naturally, and it's just kind of like how things work. And you don't want to put yourself in situations where the people you're around aren't really bringing the best out of you, because if you're kind of scared to be your true self around them because you don't feel like they'll lift you up or they'll support you, then it's not really a good environment to be in, because you guys are there for each other. You guys help each other grow. When you guys have successes, you guys are there to make sure you guys feel proud about them, and being around who you want to be is super important.
There was a thing like I realized, but I don't want to make it sound like I peaked in high school, even though like it was so traumatizing that I genuinely did learn so much from it. But I do agree with that statement, because I just realized that the amount of friends like that I've gained or I've lost, the ones like either way, like no matter what, they had a special place to me at one point. So with that sort of thing, each little bit from them is somewhat a part of who I am now. So like for example, there's literally still some sayings that I even say myself, but it was from
Downgrade. What the?
but anywho, you guys, there's some sayings that I've learned or like that I've started saying, or some mannerisms, or like maybe certain like coffee shops I've like went to, or restaurants that I've learned through people who I once was friends with and who's no longer there. And it kind of just shows like no matter what, they're going to be like a part of me in a way. So it's like with my take also, it's kind of I'm not necessarily my own person, because I'm actually just made up of all the people I've ever loved in my life. So I think it's like really important to really see who's truly like there for you and be open to different sorts of opinions, because if you're not open to things like that, it's really just going to mess you up in the end. And just the outcome of that and the consequence of that is that in the end you just will never know who you really are, because you just lost yourself along the way, which I say, please don't do that. There's like a big wide world. There's so many better things for you always.
I feel like people also kind of mix that up with keeping people around you who benefit, who you only benefit off of, because friendships is as important as relationships, because if you only are sticking to people who you're better than, or sorry, who you're better with, or sorry, if you only stick yourself around people who are better than you, in a sense where you're only trying to benefit off of them and not really gain anything genuine, that also kind of fucks you up, because if you're only looking for things transactional, then you kind of defeat the purpose of a friendship. You know, friendship shouldn't just be like, oh, this person gives me something, so I should take advantage of it. I feel that being around the right people should bring you a lot of opportunities, but the same way you should bring them opportunities too. Instead of only talking to people who you benefit from, that shouldn't be your only goal with these people. You know, it should always be a balance. It should always be kind of like it's kind of like what's the word? It's kind of like an agreement. You guys both have a commitment to each other, even if it's just as a friendship. And it shouldn't be taken advantage of just because one person has something who another can benefit off of. And it's fucked up.
Do you think like it's not even like that just for friendships overall, and it's even that for relationships too, because like in the end you don't really want to like love is something that to me is like unexplainable. Everybody feels love in their own way, and for someone just to like, it's so sucky and so heartbreaking to think or believe that love is just what a person is giving to you, because like there are so many ways to show love in your own way. But with that sort of thing, I say, like, if you are in a relationship with someone, sure, you can be giving like parts of the way of yourself, like you can love in your own certain way, but it's also equally as important to give and love the people you love in a way that they like to be loved, or else it's just gonna seem like there's not like a balance in between, and then it's just gonna seem very underwhelming. It really hurts somebody if they feel like they're not loved. Humans need genuine social connection, and if you're not receiving it in the right way, then it's really gonna put you in a really dark path. I'm hot.
I got you.
Well, then James is back too with a cake pop. James, how was your cake pop? But I guess back to being like, with the wrong people and everything. I feel like you also have to experience it to know it. That's how we all know it, obviously. Because personally, from high school, I think we all can somewhat relate. We all were in the wrong groups. We all had wrong desires. We all wanted to be, the top of the school. We all didn't really care about what truly was like meaningful. But because of that, because we experienced that, now we know what the right thing is. So I feel like for whoever's out there, for whoever's in high school, who thinks they're in the wrong group, I feel like you're in the right path. It's only wrong if you don't realize it. But yeah, other than that, you should know whether if it's a wrong group or not, whether they give you the wrong actions, they give you the wrong desires in life, or they give you the wrong everything. But because personally I did go through that, and I'm happy to say now that I'm with a good group who gives me a good value to life and actually can go through these talks with me and can relate to whatever I go through. So even with that, I'm just happy to be here with y'all, right? Having these deep talks with you guys, something I never had back then. So yeah, that's what I have to say about the topic.
Yeah. Before that, yeah, but to add on to that, like, it's so hard with these type of like bad influential friend groups, because some things just can't be taught. Some things really have to be experienced so you could kind of learn from it. But a huge thing to take from it is that you should always listen to your gut, because nobody knows you better than yourself. And if you have that slight discomfort, I say listen to what your heart really says, because when in doubt, it 99% of the time it should always be right. If you know you're in the wrong spot, if you know you're with the wrong people, if you know what you're doing feels wrong, there's a reason why, and your body kind of knows, and it'll kind of tell you. So it's super important to make sure you don't ignore it, because you don't want to look back and really think, wow, like, there's no way I kind of let myself go through this. No matter how many times a person could tell you, sometimes things just can't be taught. Sometimes things just have to be experienced. But that's okay, as long as you adapt from it and you learn to move forward from it, rather than to dwell on it for so long that you're stuck in a loop. And it's good to overcome these type of situations and these experiences. So always listen to your gut, and nobody knows you better than yourself.
I just had the greatest cake pop ever.
Yeah, the topic went to like 8 different things.
I mean, it was really just about like, you are who you surround yourself with.
Definitely. No, I feel like when you're with people that are very
Like-minded?
yeah, like-minded, and also just people that aim high, like it kind of motivates you to want to push yourself more. But also, like, it's good to be around like friends that can hold you accountable, and like friends that you can hold accountable too.
Have you ever had a person
Where what?
figured out that you were in the wrong group?
I was in the wrong group. Honestly, I feel like there were like many times where hashtag upgrade. Let's go. JJR.
AJR. Oh wait.
JAR.
Welcome to JAR again.
I feel like there are definitely multiple cases where I found that the friend group that I was in, it just wasn't working out for me. I feel like obviously like it's never anything personal, and it's never like a beef thing, but I just feel like I just found myself in situations where I feel like when it comes to like friend groups or even friends, like sometimes like you guys outgrow each other, And like it again, like it's never anything personal, but like, you know, like I have like my own things going on and they have their own things going on, and like I'm still rooting for you, but you know, like I just feel like you always want to surround yourself with with people that, you know, you generally like being friends with, and people that you click with and vibe with, and people that, you know, again, like I said earlier, that you can hold accountable and that they can hold you accountable, and you guys push each other like further and further. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like now like in this moment where like I'm actually experiencing that, where like I'm surrounded by friends that, you know, I hold accountable, or people that hold me accountable, and people that love me for who I am. And you know, like come on,
Yeah, we have an editor in the podcast right now.
this is so cringe. This is so cringe. This is so cringe.
Good intention.
Didn't
You know what's cringe when it's true intention?
Are you done? Okay. I have a question for everybody here. If you could have a conversation with your grade 9 self, it's a week right before high school, and you're talking to yourself a week or two right before grade 9, right before high school starts. How would that conversation go, and what would you give yourself? What advice would you give yourself?
I think for me, well, obviously starting off grade 9, I was so lost, right? I was at a completely different career path. I wanted to become a firefighter at grade 9,
See, Angelo's a firefighter.
which was insane. Complete career change. But grade 9 was truly like probably when I realized a lot of things. I think I went through things a lot earlier than most people, which I think I'm very glad about. I fell in the wrong path. I fell into the wrong things. I did substances. I fell to the wrong group. But with all that being said, I think what I would say to my grade 9 self is to just honestly listen to my own thoughts. I had so much people telling me what to do. I've never like actually listened to myself. But yeah, honestly, just listen to my own thoughts. But again, I'm happy that did happen, because now I'm at a path. Because of that, I'm at where I'm at now, right? So I'm honestly happy that did happen. But to answer the question, just listen to my own thoughts and just believe in yourself.
I'll take. We'll go in chronological order. You said week before grade 9? Oh God. Oh.
It was hella portable.
James, it's literally like less than 10% now.
I'm at 1%. I left the house at 90, and now I'm at 1%.
That's his take.
You need to have a portable.
Or guys, we sponsor this video. Don't download an ad blocker so I can get some revenue for my.
Anywho, back to the topic. Me before grade 9, ooh, I was fugly. Let me think. I was so ugly.
Bro.
My advice was put on some mascara. No, I honestly think it'd be like, just say to myself that it's okay to be alone, because that was like the number one thing that I worried about. I worried about not having a group, not being able to fit in, not having people like me, not only in like a friendship crush way, but like in a romantic way, because I was fucking ugly.
That's all you've been saying. Just chop Renee.
Chop. You can take the Renee out of the chop, but you can't take the chop out of the Renee. No, but genuinely, it's like, it's okay to be alone and just to not overthink it. It's all just gonna like be all right at the end. High school is only 4 years. Like, I still have my whole life ahead of me. I'm literally where I am now, and that's how I know that it's gonna be okay. The source is trust me, bro. That will be all right. Tattoo. Thank you.
I didn't say anything.
Your advice is please get a portable.
Please take care of your portable.
Anyways, something that I would tell my grade 9 self is that slowly but surely things turn out for the better. And literally entering high school, like a bunch of people from my elementary school were going to the same high school as me, so it wasn't bad. But then I don't know, I feel like it was just like a period where I was definitely finding myself and like getting exposed to all these things. Definitely was a really rocky path, but I survived high school. Yeah, I survived. I survived. My. Actually, no, this is kind of deep, but I survived my suicide attempts.
I'm glad you're here.
We're happy you made it.
Thank you for being
Cut that out. That's so gay. Anyways. Yeah, slowly but surely, everything turns out for the better. And during the midst of the storm, just focus your eyes on Jesus. And that's something that right now, that's something that I've been putting or keeping in my mind, you know. But also that so also entering high school, like literally throughout elementary school, I was bullied. And I wasn't really a part of like the friend groups like that. Like they would all go to each other's birthday parties, and I'm just at home. So like I always like already like it was used to like, oh, that sounds so like emo. I'm so used to being alone. I'm such a loner. But I think that one thing that came out of that was that I was a really big people pleaser, and that I would do anything and even like put myself down just to be friends with other people and let them make fun of me and let them drag me down just so that I could have myself surrounded by people. And that's where like I realized that I was so stupid and that I was way more worth than what I was like perceiving myself as, because like when it comes to people pleasing, that like you want everybody to like you, but yet you don't like everybody, and that it's kind of impossible to make everybody in the world like you, because you know there are like 8 billion people, and like again, like you don't like everybody. So like so just don't be a people pleaser, because yeah.
And buy a portable. To answer my own question, what would I tell myself what would I tell my prior grade 9 self, is that honestly nobody's really gonna care. And not in a sense of discouragement, but in a sense that like no yeah, like I said, like what I would tell my prior grade 9 self is that nobody cares, and not in a way of discouragement, but in a way that you can do whatever the hell you want to do, and nobody's really gonna care. And if people really do want to care about it, it kind of shows enviness. It kind of shows that you kind of have something that they don't, and to maintain the ability of not really caring will allow you to expand your horizon so greatly. It'll allow you to do whatever the hell you want without caring about what other people might think. The care and support typically always comes in once they see you're progressing, and for the people who are truly there for you for more than your successes are the type of people who you need to stick with. And knowing that, and with knowing that, it makes everything so much easier, because when you're constantly feeding for the validation, then you're not really gonna get to where you want to be as quickly as you want to. So understanding that people don't really care until they should, it shouldn't affect you, and that you should just stick to what you want to do and what your heart kind of speaks out for, and to just not be afraid of it. Because there's going to be times where people are putting you down, people are jealous of what you're achieving. So just the ability to kind of have a tunnel vision and stay true to your goals will be super important into your successes.
overall, that was all good question, good answers, right? We all opened up a little bit, right?
We all need a charger.
Yo, bro, where'd you get the mic from?
But I guess just to close it off, right? To close it off, for the people watching, if we were to give them one message for them to keep for their entire life, to help them throughout life, what would y'all say? And I can go first. I'll say, don't think about it too much, as you know, that does kill you. Thinking about it too much, it does kill you. Yes, you can think about it from time to time, but just every day it'll definitely drain you. And I could talk about that from experience. So yeah, don't think about it too much and just relax, let God play his time and let God pave his path for you.
My message to all of you guys, mine is pretty simple. I literally got the freaking tattoo about it. It's just will be all right. It's just trust that everything will be okay as long as you just like literally let it be. What is the saying that Patrick also said? Let God. Oh gosh. I'll get back to you in the next one. James is saying. Wait, oh my gosh, I found it. It's literally let go and let God. That's it. Thank you guys. Thank you. Shout out Patrick Fujigana.
Yo, stop!
That's just against please buy portable.
No, his message is please get a portable. You're gonna need it.
Either for you or for me.
So my message for everybody out there, buy a portable. Also, don't listen to me. Like I'm an idiot with I'm an idiot with only 20 years of experience. My experience is not very universal. But what you should do is open up your Bible and pray. That's all I could say because I'm an idiot with no knowledge whatsoever. Don't listen to me. Listen to God. So read that Bible, pray, and you'll be all right.
We'll be all right. My message to all of y'all is that you're going to fail at certain things. Sorry, now you're going to fail. Sorry. You're sorry. I said the wrong word. But my message to all y'all is that you are going to make that. You're not going to go anywhere in life. No, you're cooked. No, but my true message to all y'all is that you are going to make mistakes in life, and that's okay. And learning to move past the mistakes and take those mistakes and turn them into good experiences is super important. And instead of avoiding your mistakes, I say embrace it and let that be a learning curve for your future.
Really? Sounds like
Yo, I love you guys, bro.
Aw.
Love you too, man.
Love you.
But adding on to what he was saying, like yeah, like you guys are all gonna fail. Like you said you want to be a doctor.
We're gonna make it.
You said you want to be a doctor. Say hello to no frills, buddy.
You're never gonna make it, but do you know what you're gonna get? A portable.
Yo, start putting the fries in the bag.
Bro, that's the last message. Get James a portable. But with that does conclude episode 1 of the podcast. We have no name for it,
Jar.
but
We're Jar.
a work in name progress.
Jar.
But that does conclude episode 1. If you guys did enjoy, leave a like, subscribe, comment, and
fund my portable, please and thank you. GoFundMe link in the bio. We'll be raising up to maybe like $25 for a 20,000 watts one because 10,000 watts is.
so we'll put up a GoFundMe in the description for $50.
Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram at j.captchas. Peep out my music video.
Bye.
JCPSC on Instagram.
Renee Kirosis is on Instagram.
And you already know. So we'll see you on episode 2, and I'll see you next time.